It's my pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Whitney Jones, a proud member of the class of 2013. Whit is a beloved Brooks alumna for whom athletics played a central role, not only during her time here, but well beyond. I had the privilege of coaching Whit in ice hockey when she was a student, so I'm honored to be introducing her today. During her 4 years at Brooks, Whit earned an impressive 10 varsity letters and distinguished herself as a three-sport athlete in field hockey, ice hockey, and lacrosse. A 3-year letter winner in field hockey, she capped off her sixth form year with 6 goals and 11 assists. Over the course of her high school career, she tallied a remarkable 15 goals and 21 assists and was named captain as a sixth former, leading Brooks to a NEPSAC Class B runner-up finish. Whit's individual honors reflect her talent, dedication, and fierce competitiveness. She was named to the Harrow Sports NFHCA High School All-Region Team in 2011 and 2012, earned All-ISL and Boston Globe All-Star recognition in both years, and was a member of the 2012 Gladiator by SGI NFHCA National Academic Squad. She also competed at the 2012 National Futures Championship and won, and was a member of the Bay State Team Championships in 2011 and 2012. After graduation, she played field hockey at Colgate University, where she started all 4 years and was captain her senior year. Whit was the only player in her recruiting class to start all 66 games in their career. She was also named the Offensive Player of the Year at Colgate for the 2015 season. Following graduation, Whit returned to boarding school as an assistant director of athletics, math teacher, dorm parent, and coach at Portsmouth Abbey School and then Lawrence Academy. Since 2023, she has been at Tabor Academy, serving as a math teacher, dorm parent, and I just learned most recently, 9th grade dean, and head field hockey coach. The players she coaches are fortunate to have her as a mentor. I have no doubt she gives them her all and works every day to instill her passion in them. We are fortunate to have Whitney here with us today. Following chapel, we invite the adult members of our community and the members of the field hockey, ice hockey, and lacrosse teams to join us in the admission waiting room for a small reception to celebrate Whitney. Please join me in welcoming her now.
Good morning, Brooks community. Wow, it feels like just yesterday, it was 2013, and I was up here giving my senior chapel talk. Yes, I'm still nervous, and it feels exactly the same. Thank you, Brooks and Sharps, for the kind introduction and for having me here today. It truly is such an honor to share my story with this community that gave me so much. Today, we celebrate the life and legacy of Kippy and honor girls athletics here at Brooks. I remember these chapel talks when I was a student athlete and always admired the alumni that wore the Brooks jersey before me. Before I begin, I would like to ground us in the present moment. Feel your feet touching the ground, your back pressed up against the hard yet somewhat uncomfortable chapel seat, and take a look around you. Can you spot a teammate, a mentor, a coach? As I look around this chapel, I too see former teachers, mentors, and coaches who shaped who I am as both an athlete and a person today. Let me paint a picture for you. It's Wednesday morning, you grab your plate from the dining hall wearing your game day skirt and join your teammates for team breakfast. You have those familiar game day jitters, but seeing your teammates and best friends calms you down. You walk into first period and your Spanish teacher says, "Good luck today." You have your water bottle in hand and an opportunity to compete wearing that dark green jersey, a privilege to represent your school community. In this moment, you truly feel like you're on top of the world. what I would do to go back to these moments as a student athlete here at Brooks, to have one more chance to bang my stick on the stop sign on the walk out to the field on game days. Field hockey and lacrosse teams, I know you still do this. I can see the marks when I walked in here this morning. As Mr. Packard has probably stood up here in front of all of you in this very chapel and said, Brooks strives to be one of the most meaningful educational experiences of your life. While I probably laughed while he introduced this new mission during my time here, as I reflect as an adult, the statement couldn't be more true. But my athletic journey began long before Brooks. Sports were the center of my household growing up. My younger brother and I were those kids, always outside playing in the street and recruiting the neighborhood to join us. I played baseball and soccer when I was little, but I still remember my dad bringing us to our first ever hockey game at Harvard. We were intrigued by the speed of play, and when my brother said, I want to do that, I was determined to follow the year after. We had found something that we loved, and I knew hockey would always be part of my life. Years later, when Coach Janelle Reese saw me play hockey at Aspet Valley and invited me to tour Brooks, my life changed forever. Prep school was never part of the plan, but when I got my acceptance letter at 6 a.m. on March 10th, I was ecstatic and never looked back. At Brooks, I became a three-sport athlete playing field hockey, ice hockey, and lacrosse. And there are three moments that stood out to me that really defined my athletic career and made me the person I am today. The first moment was my very first interaction with Brooks. I walked onto campus in the fall of 2009, very unsure of myself as a student and young ninth grader, but thinking I knew who I was as an athlete. After a grueling week of preseason that involved doing the beep test on my birthday with Coach Bobo and Frenchie, I was cut from the varsity field hockey team. I was truly devastated. I called my parents in tears and cried every day for a week. No joke, out on the field, out there. While field hockey was not my main sport at the time, it crushed me and made my transition to boarding school even harder. But I had a choice. I could sit there and feel sorry for myself, or I could do something about it. With the help of my advisor, coaches, and dorm parents, I was encouraged to keep working hard, lay out achievable steps to reach my goals, and that my time would come. I stayed on the field every day after JV practice, working on my stick work, shooting, and even practiced my foot speed, long after the varsity practice had finished. I became obsessed with getting better. When my fellow ninth grade teammates asked if I'd want to get dinner with them in the dining hall, I would decline. I was determined to stay on the field and become an impact varsity player the next year. This work ethic and perseverance helped me to not only make the team the next season, but earn a starting position. This goal-oriented approach became something I carried with me as I prepared for my ice hockey and lacrosse seasons at Brooks, and later applied to my academic goals that ultimately led me to earn a scholarship to play field hockey at Colgate. My second moment came later on in my Brooks career. By the end of sophomore year, things were going well. I was a tri-varsity athlete, I had found friends, and life felt good. But at times, I wasn't always making the best decisions. When my priorities came into question, the senior captains of the lacrosse team sat me down for a difficult conversation. They told me I needed to be all in if we were going to have a chance at an ISL championship. Again, I had a choice to make. I listened to my teammates and decided to refocus my efforts. They taught me what it meant to not only be a good teammate and friend, but also a leader that holds others accountable for their actions. When I, too, became a captain my senior year in field hockey and later in college, I drew on what I learned from those captains who served as positive role models for me. They inspired me to lead by example and hold my teammates accountable to achieve team success. I still remember captaining the 2013 Brooks field hockey team, who started preseason with only 11 players. My teammates looked to me as their captain to help recruit our classmates from the hockey team to join the team and buy into our goals. Our team camaraderie and work ethic was so strong that we made it all the way to double overtime of the New England Class B tournament, where we ultimately fell short 1-0. And now for my third moment. This came at the final buzzer of my collegiate field hockey career. Sports had been my identity my entire life, and after college athletics, I was lost. As a fall athlete, the moment the season ends, your team keeps training, and the seniors are removed from the roster. You suddenly have newfound time on your hands, and I did not know what to do at first. I called my former Colgate captain, who had graduated the year before me, and leaned on my teammates just to ask for advice, just like I had done at Brooks. That's when I turned to running. I trained the entire spring of my senior year for my first half marathon alongside my older cousin and never looked back. I took my love for team sports and athleticism and applied it to my adult pursuits of running and later hiking. Brooks instilled in me a lifelong love of athletics and the desire to always be competitive. I learned that I could apply the same lessons learned on the Brooks playing fields to any goal in life, athletic or otherwise. Jumping ahead to present-day life, 9 years since competing in college athletics, I still find myself on the sidelines, but in a different way. Now, as a teacher and coach working at a boarding school. A few weeks ago, I received what may have been the greatest compliment of my life. I was in Florida on our spring break lacrosse trip when one of my athletes said to me, "Coach, I want to be like you when I grow up." When she said that, Brooks immediately came to mind, along with all the adults that made me the person I am today. I still remember countless moments, my advisor, Senora Miller, being there for me when I wasn't taking school seriously, Coach Sharps for throwing me off the ice for goofing around with my fellow teammate Jackie to hold us accountable, and Matt being there when I was trying to make decisions about my future, and so many others. As I look around today at the Brooks faculty, I'm thankful for those who guided me along the way, setting a great example and inspired me to go into teaching and coaching. I get to work with young people, just like yourselves, and I hope that I make the same impact on students that was made on me during my time here at Brooks. I was so inspired by my Brooks mentors that I chose a career to be just like them, and I'm forever grateful to Brooks for this path. I even found my husband in a boarding school community and have formed lifelong friendships with fellow educators. Some of you in the audience may recognize me as rival field hockey and lacrosse coach, Brooks girls lacrosse team. I'll see you on Saturday, and I hope you're ready. But here's the thing. Whether we're competitors or not on Saturday, I wouldn't be the person I am today without Brooks. Truly the most meaningful educational experience of my life. I'm inspired by Kippy and the lasting impression she had on so many athletes. Her legacy lives on through every athlete she touched, and I hope to do the same. So as you sit here today, whether you're a freshman just starting your Brooks journey or a senior about to graduate, remember this: the lessons you're learning on these fields, in these classrooms, and in this community will shape everything that comes next. If you take anything away from today, I encourage you to persevere through setbacks, learn to lead by watching those around you, and lead on your teammates and the adults in your community. And while you won't always be putting on a Brooks jersey, you'll be applying the lessons you learned from Brooks athletics in your everyday life. Thank you, Brooks, for making me who I am today.